Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and today we're going to be reviewing the Daytona 500, but also it's going to be a little bit different than we normally do due to the events that happened Monday night with Ryan Newman. Very scary crash for him.
Yeah, it's very scary. I mean, a lot of fans really hadn't seen a wreck of that magnitude, and I know everybody was just worried to see how Ryan was doing. And we're all glad to hear that he's alert and talking now, and he's got a long road of recovery, but we're still praying for him.
Yeah, so continue to keep Ryan Newman in your prayers, and also Ryan Blaney and Corey LaJoie. I know they're going through a lot as well. It is the scariest moment as a racing fan, in my life to watch. I know I wasn't around, when that unfortunate event happened, the Dale Earnhardt, and so this was the scariest thing to watch on television because we didn't know if Ryan was okay, and we originally was thinking to just not do a review on the Daytona 500 out of respect, but I think we need to talk about it a little bit because
I felt like we need to say something. Was definitely kind of in a tough situation, didn't know what to do. A lot of fans just wanted pour out to Ryan Newman and his family, and sometimes you just don't know how.
Yeah, and I know fans all across the world were traumatized over this event. I mean, it was a brutal crash, and it was really scary to watch. But to start the weekend, it was had a cool moment. Had President Trump visit the Daytona 500. Got to start the command, and then
it was definitely interesting to see Donald Trump there and seeing the limo and all going around the track and leading the field, and it's a pretty cool event, and it's once in a lifetime pretty much.
And then the rain happened, and then the rain didn't stop.
Yeah, the rain didn't stop, and it's kind of funny that they said drive to the car, and we got to the car, and it come a big downpour. So they got rained out, then they moved to Monday.
And then Monday, saw a lot of single file racing. Then towards, first off, William Byron got in the single car crash. I believe Stenhouse just gave him a bad push, and they were trying to block Eric Almirola, and that just, I think their bumpers were touching, and so that disrupted William Byron's car and sent him to the inside wall, and his day was done.
Yeah, the Chevrolet's front end is, and I believe the cars are just kind of, a little loose at times, and if you didn't line up right, it kind of upset the other car. But it's kind of, different strategies. The Toyotas just hanging out back, and later on, and Harvick and them was hanging out in the back, and there's this outreach of the lead pack, so it's pretty interesting in that strategy.
Yeah, and Chase Elliott won stage 1, so he got the honors of winning the first stage of the season. Denny Hamlin backs it up from winning the Daytona 500 last year to go on to win stage 2. I think stage 2 was relatively calm. I think we had that one caution with Quinn Houff, I believe. Got some damage on Eric Almirola and Kevin Harvick, and so then Denny Hamlin won the stage. Stage 3, everyone was kind of calm all the way up until around 16 to go. Then we had multiple big crashes. First one was with Joey Logano, Keselowski, and Almirola. Just, with the closing rate in these cars, when you get that run, and then if the car in front of you is not ready, that car is going around, and that's what happened.
Yeah, if they ain't got their wheel straight and holding on the steering wheel straight, and once you bump them, it's you don't go to left or right, and especially in the front of the field there, you just kind of collecting a lot of cars.
Before that crash, Kyle Busch was blowing up, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that happened. He had a very strong car, and then all of a sudden it just blows up. Thought he had maybe a tire rub, maybe some contact with the wall, but it seemed like he was blowing up way before then.
Yeah, because you can see the smoke coming out the exhaust pipes.
Yeah, and then we would have another big crash with Ross Chastain making a bold move. Didn't work out, and that took out a lot of the other contenders of the race.
Yeah, once you try to go to the bottom of the track and you get on that apron right there in the turn, it's you definitely going to upset your car and ain't going to control it very well. And once you come back on track, you just kind of lost it. So.
Yeah, and then we had a wreck on the restart, which was Clint Boyer and Michael McDowell. They just didn't have a very good restart, lost it, and go into another overtime.
Yeah, I think it's just the way they bump on here. If their bumpers don't line up exactly right, it just kind of sends them up the track.
And then final restart. It was an intense battle between Hamlin, Blaney, and Newman. Blaney and Newman was working together really well, and Blaney was going to push Newman to the win. Got past Hamlin. Blaney tried to make a move. Newman blocked. Very good blocks, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes the way these bumpers go. There's
with the bump that Denny Hamlin gave Blaney, it just had that momentum, and Blaney had to go somewhere, high or low, or because he gave him a good push right there. So Blaney tried to go low, and Newman kind of blocked it.
Yeah,
and then Blaney, he just tried to just try to stay with Newman, but the way these bumpers are, sometimes they just. I believe it's both kind of loose right there. I mean, and once they bumped, and that sent Newman around.
Yeah, then unfortunately, violent crash after that. He flipped and made some contact with Corey LaJoy, and
yeah, he was upside down. Corey LaJoy come and hit him right in the driver's side. Very, very tough impact. But I do have to applaud NASCAR for the safety of these cars, the way they keep the integrity, and you can't protect from every scenario that you can, but they can do the best they can. And I believe they've done their homework on this, and they did an excellent job. These cars have come a long way now, and I just give them, I applaud them.
Safety crews did a good job as well. Get Newman out of the car, sending him to the hospital. The only thing we know now is that he's awake and alert and speaking with family and friends, and also the doctors. So it's good to see that he's okay as of right now. We don't know the extent of the injuries. Hopefully everything's positive.
Yeah, I hope so. And I know everybody was on pins and needles for a couple hours trying to figure out if he's all right. And then once they got the word, everybody's so relieved. Just knew that he was, still alive. So, but it really bothered me, all last night and today too. I mean, they say he's in serious condition, and ain't out of the woods yet, and I just can't get my mind off of it.
Yeah, that wreck's just been replaying in my mind over and over. Just thinking all these other scenarios that could have happened. I mean, he could have won the 500, but unfortunately, that's the way it ended.
Yeah, I've actually got to work at Ron Newman's house when he was first building his garage, and before he actually built his house, and I got to meet him there, and he's very nice and just well down to earth guy. So very touching. We don't live too far from him, but it's just no matter what driver you pull for or what team you own, when something like that happens, everybody comes together. It's been really great. We're all a family. We're all a big community together, and it's just at times like this, everybody just pulls together and strengthens everybody.
Yeah, NASCAR is a big family.
Yes.
We all bicker and fight on Twitter sometimes, but it's great to see everyone pulling together, praying for Newman, and hopefully we get to see Newman back on track pretty soon.
Yep.
I will be pulling for him whenever he does, or if he does. Hopefully he will.
Yeah.
Just can't wait to see him back on track.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of stuff on Twitter, was kind of crazy last night, and a lot of people were down on Denny Hamlin for celebrating, but he wasn't aware. He had no news of how bad the wreck was. But there's nobody to blame there, and nobody to blame. It's just a racing incident. Corey, he had nowhere to go, so we just continue to pray for Newman.
Yeah. Also, don't want to go through the video without congratulating Denny Hamlin. I mean, he won 2 Daytona 500s in a row, and 3 altogether. I mean, that's pretty big. Something only the greats have ever done.
Yeah.
So again, congratulations to him. We ask that you all continue to pray for Ryan Newman and his family, and pray for a speedy recovery.
Yep.
And I hope you enjoy the tribute that we've made for him. We'll see you next time on the Side Drive Podcast.